Hello, how you doing? Title of this video is The Race That's Never Won. What I'm talking about again, race in this country. It seems like every about 6, 7, 8 months or so, I either hear about something, feel something about something some sort of way, or experience something. In this case, it's kind of used to be one thing I'll let it slide here or there, but actually three things, actually. And this actually started actually with me literally all within the last about 5 days. My car been down for a while and I had to catch a bus, and I was on the bus one day, and it was a couple of guys that were Caucasian, white, whatever you want to call them, was on the bus. They were just minding their own business, not buying nobody. And somebody black was cussing them out, calling them all sorts of names. They wasn't doing, the guys that went there, they wasn't nowhere, no KKK, nothing like that, and flipping people middle fingers of white guys on. They just sitting there in headphones chilling. And this guy was so belligerent, I almost went back to snatch the dude off there because I was that angry about it, and and I wasn't angry to the point that I was like going to beat him up, but it's like, come on, man, come on now, it's told me that right then and there that black people be racist too, and the sad part it is actually two of these three incidents, actually all three incidents involving black people being racist in some sort of way, and one involving white. Well, here it is. Now, the bus incident was the black guys were yelling the derogatory remarks. These guys didn't even sit there and blink. Actually, I would apologize to them about what happened because we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to be like they all be one people. At least as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I have white friends, black friends, Mexican friends. Oh, gee whiz, I have people I play sports with that are Asian. I talk to them about different things. Arabic people, same thing. It's like I can't get along with everybody because I don't look at okay the color of your skin. I want as Martin Luther King said, it content your character. That's always a key question. People forget. Key thing people forget. And that incident went on. He got off the bus. The bus driver finally started saying, and told the guy to get off the bus, and I was like, okay, finally. And that kind of went on. And I kind of said, okay, we had to want either to happen now and then. No big deal. Okay, I think that was like probably last week. Me either had me Wednesday night, Thursday night, or something like that. Now let's fast forward it to that wasn't Wednesday night. I think it was either Thursday night or Friday night last week. Okay, let's fast forward to yesterday. Today's Wednesday, July 31st. This is yesterday night. I coach Pal baseball. I'll give you a backdrop. My team's out the playoffs. He lost the first round. I read the email trying to see who's playing in the finals. Particular coach or something I wanted to see. I was going to make sure I'm there to watch the game, whatever. So I'm looking at the email. I see a thread. Two teams. They're both 18 years old. One's from Ecorse, which is a suburb that borders just the outside edge of Southwest Detroit. And I guess another team from Detroit was playing, and there was some racial comments made between the coach from the team from Ecorse back to players. And I think when the parents got mad, one of the players that came over from one side that came over after the coach, and I heard it brawl and they stopped the game. And I'm just like, in this age group in particular, I heard it was like 18 over, and I read the thread and I was like, come on, you gotta do better than that. Man, I even told us like, there shouldn't be no place for that. I mean, that stuff should have ended when Jackie Robinson, and it just hurt, disappointed to see that stuff happen, even hear about it. We get the incident I saw in person. Now I read about one email, and this was actually a team was mixed versus a team was black. And I read the second email thread. I didn't pay attention to the later on the evening. And it was about the same team from Ecorse talking about the team from Southwest Detroit making comments about because they're Mexican, making comments, derogatory remarks there. And it's like, come on. This is 18 over team. These are not little kids. It's not, this is something that was learned and really ingrained in them. And these kids are almost adults. And it's like, come on. I'd immediately just ended the game right then and there. I would have walked off the field and said, hey, we ain't going to go for none of that. No. And after that, I kind of read and I made my little remarks on there, some of which I will probably, I might post them on Facebook. I had to copy and do a little paste, and I might post it. Just things to think about. Then today, I was at the gym talking to one of my buddies. a good buddy of mine, and it's sort of like, and so like I think he has a struggle with that. It's a struggle with some of us because, and this kind of go back to the African American condition of being angry. Again, this is strictly more, well, anybody being angry, been racially biased against, or has seen it, or it's been ingrained in your ancestry, in your history, in your mind. And this would happen next. Now, I talked to him today now. What it is he's black, his family black, his daughter's live in the city. He's from here, but daughter's from here, but she lives in another city in the Midwest. And she's engaged to a guy that's white, but she was pregnant before that, and he was kind of upset about it. You know, it really hurt him. And I don't think the point that that we had talked and like, and it's kind of like, you know, I know the guy real well. And the thing is, like, because of his kid now, I'm thinking like, well, and I asked him, okay, if this was a black guy, would you be, you know, would you been upset? He probably told me, he gave him 10 checks, hey, you need to do the right thing and marry my baby. I was like, oh man, oh man, oh man. And I'm just sitting there with him and it's like, oh man, now, you know, yeah, now he told me to go visit the family and he's meeting the family and like, you know, he said mom was okay, dad kind of gave him cold shoulders. I'm kind of wondering if he shook up the family doing that. And this color, skin color different, people, well, you're not having a lot more similarities than you think you do. Just because some of us didn't you wasn't living in the sun, like when the Bible split up. I'm not gonna go specific verses, but you know, when God split everybody up, they made idol worship and split everybody 4 different places, or 5, or wherever they did. I think it was 4, and they sent them off to different lands. And so, you know, some of us got the sun, and some of us stayed like we were in the colder, more northerly places. Some were in Africa to stay darker, you know, Asia, you know, Middle East, all that stuff. So, you know, we just look a little different, but we think we still, and doggone it, we still believe the doggone same. And the idea just, I mean, just the idea just, nobody ever wins. You know, this whole racial bias thing, nobody ever wins. Who actually wins all this? Nobody. Because the side who starts it never gets to learn about the other side. The side who gets it thrown at them be so angry, they don't want to listen to the other side, and then become this problem. Just like the stupid knucklehead we got in office right now. Doggone it. For the rest of the true folks out there, if you decide to vote for this guy again, won't be on to you, then you're really stupid. You're really stupid. He don't give a doggone about nothing else. It's already for him to make money. He's 70-some years old. He don't give a doggone. As far as he's concerned, hey, he got all the money in the world. He can do what he want. Well, let's end all this. Get him out of office. So now here's the problem with the whole race situation and how this kind of rolls. So you got a situation, you got people yelling, screaming derogatory remarks. You have people fighting at baseball games. You have people upset because now you got the interracial particular family thing, and they don't understand. They worried about, yeah, I can understand you worry about the kid dealing with the culture, and I totally get that. But then you have to look inside yourself. What's your bias towards this? I mean, this particular person I know works with actually white other cultures. But I guess maybe it's different because he close to home. Me personally, and like I told them, I don't have no daughter or nothing like that. I can't totally see where he's at, but at least on part of it, I still look. My female relatives, that's something I'm real close to. I say, hey, I'm gonna marry a white guy. Okay, I'm being with this white guy. I love him, and like, what I'm gonna do? Go in there and start chatting up problems. You know, hey, are you a carrying card member of the KKK? You know, let's take a different mindset to this. You know, what is it so hard for us to get along in this country? I don't know. Maybe because I was raised. I guess I know the problem. I've seen it, and I've lived some of the issues. But I know the difference between somebody trying to be racist and somebody just because they're a little different and not black don't mean that they're a good person. They just not black, not white, not whatever. They just human. And I think we spend more time dealing with the human element of being human versus who, black, white, whatever else. I understand TV and culture and all that. Maybe because I don't watch a lot of TV. I really don't outside of sports. And It does luckily here there sometimes, like this a while back when the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers actually really forced the dude to sell the team because he was so bad about it. But still, it's just, dude, we don't love everybody and try to figure out who everybody is. None of us stand no chance. I mean, doggone it. Yeah, we supposed to be one people, especially here in Detroit now. I'm going to put it real like this. Detroit is not going to be just entirely African American. You get that out your mind now who live here. Scratch it out. That's changed. That's a whole different animal. But you folks live out there in the rural areas of Michigan. You're not going to be all white. You're all going to have to learn how to get along at some point. We all going to be mixed in. It's obvious. You can tell by the census data, the shifting and everything everybody doing. And so at some point, we want him a race, be a racist. Yeah, waste of time. Because like in this country, for example, in 2020, which is like a year from now, not even a year from now, a few months, according to census data, that actually whites are going to be a minority. It's actually going to be almost a split culture. So yeah, some of that's a fear of that. They don't know how to handle it. They never been on the short end of the stick. Yeah, there might be a date in my application that might be say white people are a minority. Laugh at me, you must I say this, but that day might not be too far off. Alright, seeing the beginnings of it. People mixing in each other. It won't be any one or two particular races. I mean, it ain't really all one race. Really. Unless you when God split up the people from the from the out of worship, unless you stayed in that same place forever and made your whole family there since history began. No. No, we all got something else in there somewhere, some of us somewhere, and something else. We're not just all one set of people. And we better all figure this out. Especially this country, because we're not going back to this 1960s stuff. We're not going back to burning and having riots and all that like I'm seeing on TV right after Trump got elected. I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought I grabbed one of my grandfather's old 35mm films and watching 1960s. Right? No, we need to get away from that. We just need to learn to get along. And I understand Detroit, that's another problem. So the Middle East feel like treat as a storage. Yeah, they need to act better. But we need to not always jump on their cases and bias so hard all the time. Well, hey, they earn themselves their own stuff, so we can't be mad at that. I think good idea, maybe we should have a culture class. Maybe we should have 3 or 4 schools, different races and cultures every year, get together in different segments. Especially kids in Detroit. To be honest with you, a lot of these kids in Detroit don't know how to deal with people of other cultures and races. They just don't have it in them until they go out in the suburbs and have a conflict with the police or a storm or something. Then we got a whole nother problem. So maybe we need to have classes on that. And also, as far as the whole dating, all that thing. Personally, me, I don't care. I date somebody black, white, Mexican, whatever. I get along, love them. I don't care. I don't care. And I think some of it with people like that way because like a lot of older people, like even black folks, hey, look, they enslaved us, they beat us, they bias against us. Now you're gonna go marry, especially get people who have daughters. Like, hey, you're gonna marry my daughter? You gonna be her slave master? You know, that's sort of the mindset man said happens. Not intentionally, but that's still like the unintentional circumstance or consequence of it. And so now we kind of stuck in this old slave mentality days and slave thoughts. And I was like, now, hey, daughter might have a good guy. Might be just like you, daddy. But it's like, but you don't see it because all you see is he's white. And especially in a situation, let's say the daughter gets pregnant before they get married. And now you're really ticked off because you're thinking like, she going to leave him. And it's going to be twice as bad angry. But there's a difference what the black guy does and the white guy does. But you're more angry because he's white because you're looking at the whole slave and the history mentality. And I understand that's still there. It's been in our DNA. What they say curses usually last 3 or 4 generations. But we're almost 5 generations past slavery. We need to start getting it together and calm down and let's start thinking. You know, slavery, 130 years, we figured generation 26. 26 is 2019. So 130 years ago, we're around 1880. So we're about 15 years past that 4th generation. We need to start getting it together. I ain't plain and simple. I don't care what type of race it is, culture is, and we keep fighting each other, nobody wins. There's a race that never gets won. It's a battle that never gets won. So we gotta all figure this out. So I'm gonna address these three instances I talk about. The thing on the bus, it's like this. Dude, you the total arrogant person, stupid. You saw white, you was angry, you saw okay, you had a flashback to something happened to you, but God didn't say nothing to you, you gonna call him out the name. That was wrong. About the guys the baseball team thing, boy, that shit never got that far. That's why I think you gotta get the umpires take the game, say call the game, get everybody out of there. That's one thing should have been done. That's to me just based off reading emails. The game with my buddy, like I told him this morning, look, despite everything else, your daughter loves this guy, and so you gotta give this guy a chance, and you gotta look at yourself now. You think you seem to have a bias towards race, even though you work around people of the race and culture because now it's your daughter that's at home. But now you gotta still look at it the same way. Treat him just as well as you treat anybody else. Right? She said she even told me that she fell in love with him because he reminded you of he reminded her of him. So it's like, give everything a chance. Just because they look different than us and be different than us, give everybody a chance. Because like I said, the title of this video, if you try to be a racist, that's a race that will never be won. So I'm sure I ran on here for almost 10 minutes now, definitely 7-8 minutes, but well, actually close to about 16 minutes. Oh wow, I had a lot of thoughts, but let's just all get along. If you got a problem, figure it out. Trust me, it's usually a personal issue. It's not because he's black, white, hate you, love you, just because we don't understand. I know we take time to understand each other, and that should take care of most of the problem. If not, this race will never be won. Thank you very much.